But then Christmases got very hectic. Money wasn't the problem anymore. There was money and gifts and all those things. But we'd go to church Sunday morning. Well, before we went, usually we had oranges for breakfast. We'd peel and section the oranges. And you were each told you could open one gift. And that was a hard decision sometimes. You couldn't decide what you were going to open. Then we'd go to church, and sometimes we would stop and make calls on the way home. Drop gifts off at Leonora's, and Norma was married, and then Granite. I remember going by there with their gifts and all. We'd get home. Then we would open gifts in Christmas. And then we had to scramble because at noon we went over to Grandma Bishop's. That was potluck. And all the kids would come. Lorraine one time came with one blue shoe and one brown shoe. She never did forget that. One of my kids discovered it and told her. She had pumps just alike except for color. And everybody would come to that. Then we would hurry home, and my sisters and their families would come out in the evening. And that was when we had our big Christmas.
And then you collapsed and went to bed.
Oh dear, I don't know how. But that went on for several years.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was Grandmother Bishop able to take part in this? Did she know what was going on?
Oh yes, she always cooked sauerkraut.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what else we had,
Mm-hmm.
she would have the sauerkraut.
She used to have those little lamb cake molds and bake a cake. Now that was for birthdays, though, wasn't it?
Yes. She had fruitcake at Christmas
Mm-hmm.
because Daddy used to talk about when they were little kids, they'd play hide and seek. And normally they were not permitted in the parents' bedroom. But they knew she hid all the nuts and fruit. She'd get that ready the day before and get it floured. But she'd store it in the bedroom because it was cold. The bedroom was not heated. And they'd crawl under the bed and they'd eat it with hands full. And they came on. They were young enough that they didn't know. They weren't smart enough. They said, "We like hiding under the bed." She went in to see what was. But I told him, I made fruitcake. I had her recipe and I made the fruitcakes. It wasn't her recipe. It was Mrs. McCormick's recipe. Don't think she had a recipe. But it was a dark spice fruitcake. And I told Daddy if he ever got into it before Christmas Eve, I'd never bake another one.
Yes, I can remember the fruitcakes, and they were sort of special.
Oh, yeah. You always set it out for Santa Claus.
That's right.
He always had a piece on Christmas
I
Eve.
bet he did.
Yes, he did.
I bet he did, with a big cup of coffee.
Yes, oh, definitely.
I bet he did. Okay, well, I think that sometimes it's nice to know some of the things that happened way back before even you can remember. I'm talking about myself as far as the Christmas is concerned. Is there any other one thing that you can think of that was fun to do or exciting for at least the children, if not for the parents?
Well, it was exciting for Norma. She was 6 years older than you. So by the time we were doing trees for you, she was always there on Christmas Eve. And usually she and Daddy trimmed the tree.